Getting into FPV can be a daunting task. That's why I'm putting together a little video series of how to get started in FPV in 2024/2025. There are some topics that we want to go over. I want to separate them out into different videos because I want to keep them bite-sized and easy to consume and learn from. So first up, we're going to talk about radios. Which one's going to be the right one for you and which ones do you want to avoid? So first, I'll just talk a little bit about protocols, which is the language that these radios use. There are a few major protocols out there that are more or less popular. So first up, we have the older Spectrum radio. Spectrum is a standard. There's Tyrannus, which I no longer use. Then we've got things like Crossfire, ELRS, we've got Tracer, and a few others like DJI's platform. So when you're picking a radio, there are a few flavors. So you can start out with one of those. They have like these FPV kits where they come with the radio with it, and you're going to get kind of like a standard issue, very basic gimbal, these are gimbals, radio that you will control the drone with. These tend to be very cheap to make. They're kind of dinky, and they're not really expandable. So you would just pop in a couple AA's into this. The thing to know about these is that some of them, not all, but some of them use their own protocol with whatever drone that you buy. So if you get something on like Alibaba that's like a no-name drone, there's a good chance that it's using its own protocol. So whatever radio you get with it, you won't be able to use that radio with a different drone, and same with the drone. The drone will only work with that one controller. Some of the newer beta FPV fly kits where it comes with the radio with it have ELRS built in. ELRS is a more accessible standard, I would say, because you can buy radios across the board in terms of price and that have it built in, and you can even add it as a module onto some of the other more expensive radios. You can add that feature in later. So ELRS is good, and I would say that anything that keeps you bound to a specific protocol otherwise is fine, but if you're going to get deeper into FPV, it's just a consideration because you're going to end up buying radios more than once. I didn't need to spend all that money if I just knew right off the bat that I wanted something like this, which has the port on the back where you can literally just expand it and put whatever protocol you want in there. This is a Crossfire module made by TBS. It has an antenna on it, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of expandability. You can literally just plug that into the back, and with a few settings in the radio, you can have it talking through this Crossfire module. There's also a module for ELRS, Tracer. There's a bunch of different of these floating around now, so you can grow with it. I think it's kind of a nice feature. The radio that I'm using is a TBS Mambo, technically an ethics Mambo radio. I've done a couple of videos about this. I'm going to put links down in the description below. This is a fantastic all-around radio. There's a newer version of this called the Radio Master Boxer, and now there's going to be even more radios coming out soon, I'm sure, that use ELRS. This one happens to use TBS Tracer, and again, I can swap out whatever protocol I want on the back, and I think that's a really nice feature to have. One of the best parts about having a radio like this, as opposed to one of the cheaper options, is that you can fly this using a simulator on the PC. It's super simple. This has a USB-C connector on it, and you could just plug it right in. I use Velocidrone. There's DRL. There's probably about 10 different types of softwares out there that you can use. Plugs right in. It recognizes it immediately, and you can fly for hours and hours and hours, and you can practice taking off, landing, and the basics of FPV flight. If you're just getting into this hobby, I highly suggest you start with a radio like this and then practice your butt off on the computer because you're going to save yourself a ton of money in repair costs. Additionally, the gimbals on a radio like this, you can actually swap the gimbals and you can get some really high-end stuff. They have some gimbals that they're Hall sensor, they're CNC'd aluminum, they're super, super nice stuff. And that's going to give you a more granular resolution on the sticks. So you're going to be able to control your drone that much better. And especially if you're like a thumb pincher like I am, you can really get into the micro adjustments and stuff like that. So I think it's a nice feature to have, is at least you can grow with something like this. I think this costs about, I want to say about 140, 150. So it's a little bit of a step up from like a $30 cheapo radio. But again, like you can pretty much change it into whatever protocol you want. You can adjust the spring tension in these gimbals so you can really have it feel how you want it to feel, whatever is natural for you. And you can just customize the hell out of it. I've painted mine and just kind of made it my own. And this thing is fantastic because I can literally use it with everything that I built. And then there's DJI, which it has its own standard. Now, something to note about DJI's stuff is it only works with DJI stuff. So if you're gonna use this radio, you're gonna either need to be flying a compatible DJI drone with it, or you're gonna be flying using this through their air unit, which is their video system / radio link. So they have like their own version of what I'm talking about, because you can technically use this to fly a pre-built drone. However, you need to be using their video system to actually use this. Last but not least, we'll just talk a little bit about the motion controller. This is something that you would use with like an Avata 2. Literally comes with the Avata 2, and it's something that's got an accelerometer built into it. So kind of snazzy, really good for beginners, really good for people that don't fully understand how a drone flies and works. And if you ended up with an Avata 2, you could upgrade to this, which is what I did, and then you kind of have the best of both worlds. So the next logical question might be, what protocol do you actually go with? Because there are so many choices out there, and you don't want to make the wrong choice, and you don't want to waste a bunch of money. I'm going to keep it very simple. I think if it was me starting today, I would look at Crossfire and ELRS. Now, disclaimer, I do not fly ELRS. I have no issues with the platform whatsoever. I just haven't switched my stuff over to it. But I have pretty much every pilot near me flying it, and they love it. And I know that it's a rock solid system. I know it flies well at distance, and people just seem to be ultimately very happy with it. So I would feel comfortable recommending ELRS, because it also comes in a lot of the newer radios. It's just a default option these days. That brings me to my second choice. Crossfire is a rock solid option. It's been around for a long time, and I just enjoy it. I think it's just very simple to get started with, and it's very expandable. And what do I mean by that? A lot of the pre-built drones, if you were to go that route, come with Crossfire built in, Crossfire or ELRS. So let's get to my radio recommendations. If I was more interested in a smaller form factor, more like a video game controller, I would look at the Tango 2. It has Crossfire built in, and it has expansion ports on the back, so you can pretty much add in whatever you want. It's a solid radio, it's been around for years, and they're constantly upgrading the firmware in it, so it's just kept up to date, and it's a great radio. For me personally, I like a full-size radio, more of like a square situation like this. It's a fantastic radio. It's a little bit on the older side, and it is using the Tracer standard. So I would actually recommend you go with the Radio Master Boxer, because it is the same shape and size. It's very, very close. And the Boxer has full-size gimbals, and you can upgrade those gimbals to the super nice CNC'd aluminum versions. So I think that's kind of nice. And again, it does everything that this does. It just has ELRS built into it, and it has the expansion bay on the back, so you can add in Crossfire and or Ghost Protocol, whatever you want, you can add on the back. And I think that ultimately that's kind of the best all-around radio. So that's going to wrap up this video. Stay tuned. We're going to have another one coming up right now.